I want to talk a little bit about this notion of a platform as it relates to traditional monopolies. Certainly companies like Microsoft and Apple have been accused of being monopolies. So are these companies and their platforms really that different from Carnegie and Rockefeller and the robber barons of 100 years ago? And the answer is yes, for a bunch of different reasons. First of all, those companies tended to be very despised. If you read any history books, you'll see that people like Rockefeller would say that competition was a sin. So they were very despised. Everyone hated them. Politicians, labor unions, people from all across the world would hate these companies. That's not true with Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Google. Sure, these companies have their detractors. A lot of people won't be on Facebook for different reasons. They're not happy about privacy, security, or a lot of partners may have a bone to pick with Apple about how long it took to approve an app in the App Store. But by and large, these companies are very useful and for the most part really liked by people, if not loved. It's certainly books like The Cult of the iPod express the widespread sentiment of many people that Apple is just an amazing company with very cool products. Again, people didn't have that kind of relationship with the steel companies, right, or the oil companies back 100 years ago. So while there are certainly some similarities, these companies are not monopolies, and there's another reason for that. If I want to start an online bookstore, I can go to a site like Elance and spend $20,000 or $30,000 and have one built. Right? So these barriers to entry that exist if I'm trying to start an oil company or if I'm trying to start a railroad, right? Or if you go back to Ma Bell in the 1960s, a telephone company, those don't exist today. These virtual barriers to entry are real. Because I can start a bookstore doesn't mean that anyone's going to find out about it, or a social network site or a search engine. So it is a much more competitive field right now than it was, and that's why the great platforms in the book that I profile certainly are not monopolies in the traditional sense of the term.